Hey, this is Victor Antonio, and welcome to a new episode of the Victor Report. Hey, today I want to talk about why is it hard to motivate some people to do certain things, or maybe even change. I think that's a good word, change. Why is it tough for some people to change? And I think what happens is there's things in the past that's happened to them that maybe are impacting how they think today. So I like to think of people always having the FUD factor, F-U-D, FUD. FUD for me stands for three things. Reasons why people don't want to move because of the FUD factor. The FUD factor is there's fear, there's uncertainty, and then there's doubt. Three different things, three different approaches on how you should handle this when dealing with people that you're trying to motivate. Let's go with fear. Fear is an easy one to deal with, but yet a complicated one. A lot of people are afraid maybe of selling, right? And it could be because of all the things that they have in their head. It could be their preconceived notion of what they think selling is, fear of rejection, taking it personally. This is the fear they have in their head, approaching somebody and maybe getting rejected by someone. Because think about it, growing up, we all dealt with rejection. Some people deal with it better than others. So how do we depersonalize it when we're talking to people in order to motivate them? In other words, how do we get people to understand that when people reject you, it's not really you they're rejecting the product or service you're offering. Totally different. And if we think about the law of averages, again, it's all about asking enough people, and maybe somebody will eventually say yes. Again, we got to do it smart. We got to qualify people, not just ask anybody. But given the fact that we're asking people we know are potential clients, even if they say no, they're not rejecting us, they're really rejecting the product or the service. So the fear portion is really self-imagined, if you will. So there is no reason to be afraid of selling. If somebody says no, nobody died because somebody said no to you, right? And so we have to drive that into people's heads sometimes, that really it's not about getting rejected and what is that going to do to you? Is that belittle you, make you feel less than you are? It shouldn't. A no is simply a no. Think of it as a commercial. There's commercial, there's personal. This has nothing to do with personal. It's all commercial. In other words, it is business. And then there's uncertainty. When we're trying to motivate people to do certain things, motivate them in a certain direction, the uncertainty may be holding them back. And that's the uncertainty of how to do it. Sometimes people are not motivated to do something, not because they don't want to do it. They've overcome the fear, but the uncertainty piece is, well, okay, I'm not afraid to do it. I just don't know how. That's the uncertainty piece. And sometimes we as managers, leaders, have to kind of lay the groundwork for them. In other words, we have to give a blueprint, a path to follow. And sometimes you actually do have to delineate it. Do this first, do this second, do this third, then come back to me. Then do this, then do that, then come back to me. It may be that type of routine. Some people you can just kind of give them a general direction and off they go. But a lot of people need the step by step. Again, delineate the steps that they're going to need, the roadmap to how to get there, and also what to expect on the road, okay? So let's look at fear. Again, how do we overcome that fear? Rejection is not about you, it's about the product or service. So never take it personally. Uncertainty. Let's clarify what they need to do. Let's show them how. Not just tell them what they need to do, let's show them how to do it, step by step. Great leaders do that. The last part is doubt, as part of the FUD factor. The doubt is interesting because somewhere back here there's a hobgoblin, that little voice that says, maybe you're not good at this, maybe you can't do this, right? And we have to tell people that that doubt really comes from past failures, maybe. I think a lot of it comes from past failures, things we didn't do well in the past. And so when I'm talking to people and I can sense that there's some doubt that they can do it, I always say to them, well, what's holding you back? What's happened in the past that's held you back? Have you failed before? And they'll say, yeah, I've had trouble. Last time I started my own business, it didn't go well. I said, well, this is different. Let me explain why. Let's walk through the process. Let me show you how we're going to help you. Let's lay out the steps, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, laying out the steps. The more you can clearly delineate what they need to do, how they're going to do it, and how you're going to be there to support them, again, you begin to reduce that doubt. Because also, they may doubt you. Yeah, you. They may doubt you. In other words, are you a good leader? Are you a good manager? Should they follow you? Should they believe you? And your job is to demonstrate, not by telling, not by pointing, but by showing them, walking them through the process of how you've done it. Because when you show them how you've done it, you walk them through the process. Here's what I've done. Let me walk you through it. I'll be holding your hand all the way through this. That, again, reduces their doubt in you. And that's what, again, people want. So sometimes when people are holding back, it's because of that FUD factor. There's the fear of rejection. We get that, right? We need to overcome that. Then there's the uncertainty piece. How do you do it? If you can delineate that for them, great. And then there's the doubt. Again, there's a personal doubt, can I do it? And then you as a manager have to convince them that they can, but there's also, there may be some doubt in whether you can really help them. And that's when you really need to hold their hand and really walk them through how you're going to help them. So keep this in mind. Every time you're dealing with somebody who's not motivated, there's a FUD factor, and it could be fear, uncertainty, or doubt that's holding them back. Your job is to figure out which of the three, or maybe all three, and again, figure out what's the problem, where do you think the issues are, and again, be that great leader, be that great manager, be that great sales manager, and walk them through the process. Show them how to do it. Grab them by the hand. Tell them how you're going to help them, and make sure they hit their goal. And again, are they going to get rejected? Of course they are. But always reassure them that you're going to be there to support them, and that's what people are looking for. That's what great leaders do. That's what great managers do as well. This is Victor Antonio with another episode of the Victor Report. We will see you tomorrow. Take care.